All right. Another exciting episode of the JoshCast. Should I even say it? Do I even need to say what it is? I mean, I should think it was fairly obvious by the time you're hitting play. But then again, maybe someone's accidentally hitting play and they're going, what's this? What's this thing I found online? Oh, it's the JoshCast. Why is it called the... Oh, because his name is Josh. I see. And he's doing a podcast. What's it about? Have you listened to any of the other episodes? Yeah, I have. Oh, what's it about? Oh, depression. Okay. I watched Man of Steel last night. I don't know what it is with all the Avengers Endgame stuff, but lately all I've done the past few nights is watch DC movies, and I feel like it's kind of a protest. And it's nothing against the quality of the Avengers movies and the Marvel movies. They're delicious. They are truly delicious. But maybe it's because they're so popular and everyone's talking about them. I want to be unpopular. I want to be the person who marches to the tune or to the beat of a different drummer. And the drummer I want to march to doesn't quite have their shared universe together. So it's an irregular drum beat, and sometimes the drumming's good, and sometimes the drumming gets bad, and it's utterly disappointing for all parties involved. That's how I live. That is how I roll. So Man of Steel. I enjoyed this film. I thought everyone did a good job in it. The only thing about it that I find odd is that the bad Zod, General Zod, his plan, he's from Krypton, just like the Soupy. His plan is to turn Earth into another Krypton. He wants to terraform the planet. Now, Krypton, if a Kryptonian like General Zod or Superman is on Krypton, they don't have superpowers. They're just normal people. When they're on Earth, they're superhuman. So my understanding is that Zod wants to kill all the humans and turn Earth into Krypton. And my question is, wouldn't it be more fun to not kill all the humans, but to leave Earth the way it is so that he could retain his superpowers and just kill Superman and then take over the Earth? It seems like that would be the better way to go. And don't give me that, oh, well, he was genetically engineered to protect the people of Krypton. I mean, come on. That's... He's not an idiot. Yes, his society as he knows it may be over, but he has the opportunity here to be the unquestioned lord and master of the realm. Because if he makes Earth just like Krypton, and he's as weak as all the other Kryptonians that he's about to create, he could be overthrown. But he keeps Earth the way it is, kills Superman, boom, he's a god. My logic is undeniable. But no one cares. Well, maybe someone does care. That's the scene I wanted to see in Man of Steel. Just somebody going, hey, wouldn't we rather just be gods? And Zod saying, no, we cannot. We have to do this. We have to save our people. We have to save the people of Krypton. We have to save the people of Krypton. What happens when we save the people of Krypton? Oh, we'll be executed. It's a guy zooming by on a bicycle, and he appears to be holding a frisbee. I said the word frisbee, and I suddenly, like a hatred of frisbees just washed over me. I hate the whole concept of the frisbee. This disc you throw in an attempt to kind of exercise, that's what it feels like to me. And then in college, they had a class, Ultimate Frisbee. It's basically you play football but with a Frisbee, and that's the class that you get credit for. I didn't take the class because it would have been too much. I wouldn't have been able to handle ultimate Frisbee. I can't handle ultimate Frisbee. Ultimate's pretty high up there. I can handle occasional Frisbee. I prefer that game. You throw the Frisbee once every 2 hours while sitting on a picnic blanket with a close friend discussing how poor you are. That's my game. And there's really no winner at the end. If anything, you both lose on that. So how's the JoshCast going? Well, he talked about Man of Steel. I don't agree with him. I enjoyed Man of Steel, and I thought the plot was actually rock solid. And then he just was talking. He was bashing on Ultimate Frisbee, which I found, well, disturbing a little bit. Really, why did you find that disturbing? I'm a huge Ultimate Frisbee fan. Ultimate Frisbee saved my life. Okay. When I had nothing else, I had Ultimate Frisbee, and I'm writing a screenplay about it. It's called Ultimate Frisbee. I don't think it needs a catchy name. Ultimate Frisbee, in and of itself, is enough of a name. And it's a feel-good movie. Like Hoosiers. It's like Hoosiers, but with Frisbee. And it's called Ultimate Frisbee. And I really think I can coax Gene Hackman out of retirement to play the coach. Well, that was an interesting diversion, wasn't it? What is this, Ugly Dolls? What is this? I'm getting old. I don't know what the young people are what. The Ugly Dolls, is it even a show? It's a movie, but what was it before that? Just a toy? I don't know what it is. And it's scary. What is it? Is it the whole theme of it is be yourself? Love yourself for who you are? I hate that philosophy. I don't want to love myself for who I am. I can accept myself for who I am. I can go, all right, well, this is what I got to work with. You get a pair of twos in your poker game. You don't love the pair of twos, but you work with the pair of twos. I would love myself if I had the body of Chris Hemsworth. That I would love. This I accept. Then he just, he got body negative. And that's when the podcast really turned off for me. Not to mention the fact that then he started talking in this voice of like the person listening to the podcast. And that's very Jim Gaffigan. He's just stealing from Jim Gaffigan now. So I don't know. I don't even know why I bothered to still listen. Maybe, hopefully he's going to talk about Star Trek Deep Space Nine later, and then it'll get better maybe. Because I'm a huge Deep Space Nine fan, and I've always wanted someone to just wax poetic about Star Trek Deep Space Nine. Actually, they're making a new documentary about Star Trek Deep Space Nine. The people who made Star Trek Deep Space Nine are making the documentary about it, which is cool. I want to see it. But they're not saying where it's going to be released. Or they're releasing it in theaters for a minute, and then I don't know where it's going. But I want to watch it. It took me a while to warm up to Deep Space Nine. I liked it at first, but I kept thinking, well, this isn't the next generation. But there are a lot of things about it. I think it has a really phenomenal cast, and that they got to bring in all these ancillary characters or supporting characters who were all Shakespearean actors, and they were great. And the lesson here's the lesson. If you have a script that's terrible, not to say that Deep Space Nine scripts were terrible, because they were not, but the point I'm trying to make is that if you have a terrible situation, you might be able to pull it off if you have a Shakespearean actor. A Shakespearean actor can make anything. It can make anything work. Anything. Like Gem and the Holograms. It was famous for bombing. If Patrick Stewart had been a character in it, it would have been all right. Then it would have made it. You needed Patrick Stewart as a character in Gem and the Holograms, saying to Gem, "You have a gift. You, Gem, have a gift." That's all it needed. Then it would have been like, well, all right. You know what? If Patrick Stewart says Gem and the Holograms has a gift, we can't deny that. Take any movie, add a Shakespearean actor, the movie gets a little better. Any movie. Showgirls, put Patrick Stewart in it. Darling, you must put your clothes on. What do you think this is? You're better than that. That would have been way better. John Carter of Mars. Well, John Carter of Mars probably had Shakespearean actors in it. But you know what? Maybe we should narrow this premise and say put Patrick Stewart in anything and it'll be great. So Patrick Stewart and John Carter of Mars. John Carter of Mars. The weight of the worlds are on your shoulders. But it is up to you. John Carter of Mars was a weird thing. I really had trouble with that one. The thing with John Carter of Mars, it's a fine movie. I just can't get over the fact that I'm sitting there watching it thinking, there's no one on Mars. It's a dead planet. This was written back before we set satellites up there, and maybe there still could have been people on Mars, and who knew? And there was mystery, but now we know. It's a dead planet. You have to save the people of Mars. There are no people of Mars. Dead planet. Science. Hi, it's science calling. Hi, it's hey, this is science. No. Hi, is this John Carter of Mars? Hi, John Carter of Mars. This is I don't know if you've heard. My name is Science, and I am made of facts, and I'm really sorry to let you know this. I know your heart's in the right place. But there is no such thing as anything going on in your movie. It is not correct. I'm very sorry. I know you tried. I know you're a sweet movie, John Carter of Mars, but this has no basis in science whatsoever. Don't talk to me about Star Wars, okay? First of all, it takes place in another galaxy. Second of all, it takes place a long, long time ago. And third, it's universally accepted that this is science fantasy. Okay? So all the planets are made up. It's all made up. You've got Earth, you've got Mars. So you're mixing reality with this fantasy that people live there, who look exactly like us, but speak with British accents. I'm sorry, I can't. I'm just not that into you. Okay? And you know what? It's not me. It is you. I'm sorry. This isn't going to work out. Other than that, it was a good movie. So, all right, we covered that. We covered Man of Steel. I know. Me complaining about scientific accuracies in movies, and then we talk about Man of Steel, which there was a lot of scientific, there were some science problems in Man of Steel. His cells will drink the radiation of the sun of Earth. That line. That was a fun line. His cells will drink the Earth's radiation. Honey, what did you just say? I said his cells will drink the radiation of Earth's sun. I think that would kill him. No, honey. It won't kill him. The sun is younger than our sun. Okay, how does young radiation better than old radiation? I don't know. What, does radiation turn 50 and then it starts to lose bladder control? What are you talking about? Honey, he'll be invincible. He'll be able to fly. But how does that work? Well, he'll get really angry, and then all the little pebbles around him will start to levitate, and then he will be able to fly. Well, how does that work? Well, his cells will be so drunk on the radiation that he'll be able to lift off the ground and stay hovering. What causes him to hover? Spirit. He's hovering because he has spirit. That's correct. Yeah, that's right. Where's the science in that? I can write it up here on this wall that's also kind of organic but not. I'll just take your word for it, dear. Oh, by the way, honey, why do humans look exactly like us, and why do we look exactly like humans? That seems like a cosmic coincidence of epic proportions. Well, it's because even though our son is older and their son is younger, they're both related. Is our son their son's father? No, but more like an uncle. Honey, do you have any idea what the hell you're talking about? Yeah, I do. Honey, baby, it's gonna work. Baby, it's gonna work. Don't worry about it. Don't call me baby. What? Why not? It's a term of endearment. I just don't like hearing you say that before you're putting my newborn baby into a rocket. And there's no seatbelt on this. He doesn't need a seatbelt. Why not? Because we have advanced stuff in there. Did you just say advanced stuff? Honey, you're overthinking it. Don't tell me I'm overthinking it. I'm thinking it. You're underthinking it. Baby, it's going to be fine. Don't call me babe. Well, according to my calculations, Krypton's going to explode. Why? Because we've mined the core. Why would that cause it to explode? The core is going to collapse. How can a core collapse? What? Honey, you're a theater major. Stop talking about all this. But besides that, it was a good movie.